The more you want something, the less you'll have it. The more you want to fall asleep, the less likely you're going to fall asleep. The more you want to give a perfect speech, the less likely you will have a perfect speech. The more you like somebody to like you, the less likely they'll like you. Why? Because there's something called self-sabotage. And when people sense that you want something too much, it'll make them see you as lower value. When your body senses you need something a lot, it'll naturally say, wow, this is really important. I better not fuck it up. And so you'll get more nervous and you'll lose control over your body and emotions. So it's all about learning how to redirect that nervous energy, or how to, over time, eliminate it through some of the things we're going to be talking about. So the first one is this, is having a deep sense of purpose. When you don't have a calling in life, when you don't know what your purpose is in life, you're naturally going to be guided by other false purposes. Every animal has a certain direction that it's guided by its instincts. Why? Because they're in touch with their animal instincts. They're in touch with their biology. The human animal is completely different. When we developed our frontal cortex, we were almost able to detach ourselves from our bodies and go into places that don't exist, into our imagination. And we do it with such incredible efficiency that sometimes we don't even feel our bodies. Sometimes we don't even feel certain sensations because we're so in our heads. We literally forget that sometimes we have something in our pockets because we're so in our heads, right? We literally lose touch with the body. Almost all animals don't have that ability. That's why they're not as smart as we are, but they're more in touch with their bodies because they're not paying attention to their thoughts. They're paying attention to their environment because it's dangerous. We don't do that. We're not paying attention to our senses. We're usually in our own heads. And as a result, most animals have the ability to know exactly what to do, when to do it, because they're in touch with their bodies. Humans don't have that type of intense instinct. Now we do have it in terms of survival, in terms of wanting to have kids. But outside of that, we don't have it. We just don't. And so most people walk around without having a sense of direction, without having a sense of purpose. And so they begin to look for false purposes. They join political groups that they swallow their ideas whole without having without actually processing what they're saying and what they believe in. We follow false prophets, false gods, false career paths. We get into in addiction in order to remove the pain, to remove the sense of anguish, and we begin to idolize our partners. We begin to assume that finding the right guy or the right girl is what's gonna make us happy. And that's when all of a sudden you ascribe to somebody so much power because you have named them your purpose, or you name finding a partner your life's task. And so you go about it with a lot of intensity, and everything that you do and everything that you decide is based on that. And that's why you care a lot, because you have nothing else to do. You have no life, you have no purpose, you have no passions, you have nothing that you practice daily. You have no goals outside of finding somebody. There's nothing that self-soothes you whenever you feel down. You have no activities, no hobbies, none of that kind of stuff. Put this right here, actually. Right? So what you want to do is find that sense of purpose. Discover your calling in life. When you find that sense of purpose, all of a sudden, that energy that was going towards something you can't control, because you can't control finding the right person, but you could definitely control wanting to be good at basketball. You could definitely control wanting to be good at drawing, at dancing, wanting to be good at art, wanting to be the best at your job, wanting to find a certain scientific discovery, or wanting to be the best parent. Make that your goal. When you make those your goal, the improvement that you have on a daily basis will create a momentum where it'll become almost like an emotional immune system. When things go wrong, you return to that hobby that you enjoy. That it'll create a sense of a sense of a ecosystem of positive emotions will flow from that like a river, right? So that's why you want to find your purpose in life. And if you want to learn how to do that, I have plenty of videos, But I recommend you either read The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, chapter 13, on discovering on having a sense of purpose, or chapter 1 on the in the book Mastery, which is called Discovering Your Life's Task. Right? When you find that, you will notice that everything will never be the same. I'm not even kidding with you. The next one is detaching yourself from the outcome of finding somebody. Naturally, when you first meet somebody, when you care about what they have to say, actually, when you care about what they have to say, everything that they say and do will have a lot of intensity, right? And the reason why is because you believe that this person liking you back is essential to your survival. You see, you got to understand the parts of our bodies that hurt the most usually are the parts of our bodies that have the most reproductive importance. For example, if somebody kicks you in the balls, rather, or somebody hits your arm, which one will hurt more? Getting hit in your balls. Why? Because your balls have more reproductive importance. So whatever part of your body has more sexual reproductive importance are the ones that are the most sensitive. Whatever events you have in your life that to you believe has a matters in terms of finding a person for your reproductive success evolutionarily will produce the most pain. So having alliances hurt a lot. I mean, not having alliances hurt a lot. Not having food hurts a lot. Even the phone. People believe that having a phone and being on social media allows them to connect with their friends, which means connecting with friends evolutionarily has meant surviving. So what you want to do is learn to have a different interpretation about these events, or lower your expectations. So what you could do when you first meet people is expect things not to work out. Expect it not to work out. Say to yourself, this is not going to work out. Say to yourself, this is the last time I'm going to see this person, right? And the reason why that is because if you keep telling yourself that, your natural instinct is to be hopeful. Your natural instinct is to believe that things will 100% work out, right? And when you do that, the reason why is because it's much better to think about that. You know what people want is their imagination stimulated, right? People want to think about that kind of stuff because it's fun, but also that imagination usually comes with expectations. So what you want to do is lower it. And by having that is you can do that by having self-talk, telling yourself it's not going to work out. And I call this rationally negative. You're negative on purpose to lower expectations. Other things that you could do is literally create distance, right? If you're in a group of people or you're dating somebody and you care about what they think, literally having distance and coming back will change the way you see them. Having that distance and then coming back will change the way you see them, the way you perceive them, the way you perceive their opinions. And you might even see how ridiculous it was for you to even care about this. Distance gives you a better sense of proportion, and it gives you, it allows you to sense how important something really is to you, right? So just separate yourself from the situation for a while and you'll notice the emotional distance and the emotional intensity will lower, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.